Talk about what you guys do with that, how you first identify the financial discrepancies and overpayments.
It's the same as for everything we do. So we have an invoice auditing suite. We can audit anything, but in the logistics space, ocean freight, D&D, demurrage, per diem, chassis, doesn't matter. But what we found out is 85% of all invoice discrepancies in our space are due to the underlying error in the logistics milestone or the logistics milestones. So a third party standalone invoice auditing company knows it's supposed to be $200 a day, but they don't know when the container was made available, when the last 3 days. We have that information natively in our system. And so the tech, whether it's carbon emissions or auditing, we overlay that and provide 100% accuracy on what you bargained for to make sure that, and so it's the same. And I think we've always said that what's made it more relevant is the emergence of AI, which is we've coined the term sovereign data, which is true for us. Like we have operational grade data and we have sovereign data. And by sovereign, I mean we originate and own the data, as much of it as we can. We don't rely on only public source data or any third party data aggregator. We grab as much data as we can. We organize it, normalize it, put our own intelligence on it, originate it, like at the terminals now with the availability date. And the reason that's become relevant is because it's easy for anyone to understand. You don't need to understand AI. But if you overlay an AI solution that's using data that's being given to it from your systems or public systems, it's all going to converge to the mean. It's not going to differentiate your business. You have to have AI that's trained on sovereign data, whether it's our sovereign logistics data, your sovereign inventory and data, or most importantly, and it's a good way to kind of sum all this up, we fundamentally believe that from a BCO's perspective, the data that you outsource across your network of partners, carriers, service providers, whatever it is you decide to outsource, the BCO owns that. That's their data. And we manage that on their behalf, and we use it to surface things like demurrage and detention alarms. But we can surface it for a variety of reasons and give them visibility to a terrain that is somewhat opaque in logistics and transportation data. So whether it's AI, carbon emissions, invoice auditing, like the importance is who owns the data, who manages them on your behalf, and who can make it usable for you.
Yeah. When I talked to Jake years ago, I remember having this conversation is you have a kind of this foundational problem you wanted to deal with, which was this container lifecycle management. And then shortly thereafter, you kind of layer on OSRA compliance. Obviously, I have to do that. And then payments and catching discrepancies and overpayments. And now emissions. It just seems like the foundation was built, and now it just seems that there's layers and layers of layers that are being put on.